So we're just now coming to the end of Moark Road at the southernmost side of Missouri. You can see a big red gate there. That's the neighbor's driveway. And we're going to cut left. So Moark Road just ended. And we're going to cut left onto the gravel road to the property. And this is where you may encounter a gate or a cable. We'd be happy to give you the combo for that. There we go. So we'll pull on through here in a second. But also I wanted to mention, if you want to drive to State Line Cove, pull through that first gate, and then instead of continuing south, if you go off to the field, go off to the east, and there's kind of a trail that kind of runs along the tree line at the field, and that will take you all the way down to State Line Cove. You can take a truck or an SUV right down to the water, and actually, I guess you could put your boat or jet ski in right there. So we do own this property, and you've got our permission to use that. I mean, it's not an easement or anything, but as long as we own this chunk right here, you're welcome to do that. If you want some easier access to State Line Cove, if you don't want to necessarily put a trail in going east on your property, then this gives you a really good option to still get to the water. And you'll see that big tower there. This used to be a buffalo ranch, and that, I guess, was a viewing station, so everybody could look at the buffalo. So now we're pulling through to the south, and just follow the gravel road. Beautiful open meadow. We always see deer and turkey out here. This is the nearest neighbor. Super nice guy and his wife, retired. Beautiful lake view. So we're still at the north side of the peninsula. We've actually got some Corps land on the right there. Those white pickets indicate the Corps of Engineer land. And we're going to keep heading south. So this large gray metal building, it's a really good landmark because that's where we come to the Y in the road. So we've just passed the building, pile of gravel, but that won't be there forever. But we come to the Y in the road, and now we're going to go left at the Y in the road. If we were to go right, we would continue all the way down. It goes all the way down to the south side of the peninsula, where that really cool sandy beach area is. So I mean, that's awesome. There are some rough sections in the road, so if you're not in a truck or an SUV, you probably don't want to head down that way. For the most part, it's good, but there is one rocky area where you kind of have to go up some rocks. But anyway, we go to the left. It's just the wildlife out here is amazing. It's like a private zoo. This whole peninsula, it seems like there are some herds of deer and turkeys and whatnot that just stay out here, because almost every single morning we see 10 or 15 or 20 deer in that field. We've been seeing turkey all the time. Now we've come to another Y in the road, and this time we're gonna head to the right. If you go left, it just goes to a small field and stops right away. We're gonna veer to the right. Really, you do want to have that MapRight link, if at all possible. Download the MapRight app to your smartphone or your tablet, and then we'll send you the link to the active MapRight map. And then if you open your email on your phone, it'll say, do you want to open this, because we'll email you the link. If you open that email, it will say, do you want to open this link within the MapRight program? And you'll say yes. And then the actual interactive map from the listing will open up, and there'll be a little blue dot that indicates where you are. So it's by far the best way to look at these tracts. because this can certainly be confusing. I've been out here many times and I'm still confused by the road system. Obviously, these are fairly primitive roads or trails. That is by design. These will never be large paved roads. This is really more for truck and SUV lifestyle. Okay, so we're parked right here on the easement road. We're a little over halfway to the property. There's a trail going off to the left, to the north. That leads past tracts 6, 7, and 8 to the core line. I believe the trail itself goes all the way down to the lake. But we're going to keep heading south here on the easement road. Beautiful day, beautiful day. It's in the 40s right now. It feels warmer with the sun coming up, but it's going to be about 65, maybe even as high as 70 today, which is perfect weather for getting out here and enjoying things. And in the Ozarks, the middle of winter, like it is right now, can be really interesting because we do have 4 distinct seasons. With the leaves changing and the winter time and spring and summer, etc. But also we have stretches where it can be quite warm. So here we are in the middle of winter and it's going to be 65, almost 70 today. We just went over a couple rough spots in the road. These are minimum maintenance easement roads, so they're never going to be paved highways. Now we're at a Y in the road. We're going to hang a left. But the whole idea behind these kind of easement roads was to kind of give the whole area that character, kind of like you're driving to your cabin in the woods. And with that, you want to take a truck or an SUV to your cabin in the woods. It's pretty early in the morning, and we're staring right into the sun, unfortunately. So that's going to make the video dark. If I haven't already mentioned it 10 times, this is an awesome area for deer and turkey. This huge private peninsula. I mean, I think there are a number of deer and turkey that probably never leave the peninsula. So you are bound to see those guys running all over your property. And we're coming up now on that large meadow area. I can hear a few boats off in the lake. I mean, there are definitely people who fish year-round in this lake. It's open for fishing year-round because it doesn't get cold enough for the water to freeze over. I prefer to get it at least in the 70s before you find me on the lake, but I can certainly understand that some people are hardcore like that. Okay. So we just pulled into the big meadow area. Alrighty, so we pulled into the meadow, and the road easement goes around the edge of the meadow to get to the north side of the property, and that's where we're headed. This property actually has easement road frontage along its entire east side and its south side as well. But I haven't been on any of those other roads for several weeks. I don't know what kind of shape they're in. We've had a ton of rain. It's dry today, but we've had a ton of rain for about the last week out here. So I'm kind of sticking to the main road. And again, these are minimum maintenance roads or trails or whatnot. By design, we pretty much intended this to be kind of the place where you drive out here and feel like you're driving through the woods to your cabin. And so that's what this is all about. So definitely need a truck or an SUV. Now that's a really good landmark. It looks like a hunting blind or whatnot. What it is one of the 2 original buffalo viewing towers. There's one at the north end of the peninsula that we probably saw on the drive in, and then there's this one here. Years ago, someone has I guess, converted this into a deer hunting blind with that little structure. It doesn't look like it's been used for a decade at least, but that means you're getting really close. We just have a little further to go, and we'll see the property on the right, on the south side of the road. And when you come out here to view your property or any property, you definitely want to get the MapRight app on your smartphone. Even if you're not computer savvy, it's pretty easy, I think, to use. You get the app, and then we will have MapRight send you an email to the interactive map. And it's the same map as on the website, except when you open it up on your smartphone in the MapRight app, there'll be a blue dot to indicate exactly where you are. So you'll see where you are, you'll see the property boundaries, you'll see the roads. I mean, it's just a must for any property, but specifically for Timber Shoals Ranch, where you have so many easement roads. It's really easy to get turned around, which is frustrating. I mean, it can wreck what could otherwise be a really great trip. So please do that, and definitely helps to print out the maps as well, so you can have something paper in hand. Okay, so the property's on the right here. We're kind of looking right into the sun, but I'll pull up toward the northeast corner, and then we'll stop and we'll get out and have a look at this. I can see a good mix of timber, cedar trees, hardwood trees, timber of all sizes, it looks like. Nice and level. So now this is the little trail that runs along the east side. And again, it's like all of these, it's a minimum maintenance trail, so you want to use caution. I don't know how far I'll drive with all this rain we've been having. I mean, it looks okay, but, and I am in a four-wheel drive. If I were in a two-wheel drive, I wouldn't go for it. But anyway, I think as it is now, I'll just park and we'll get out and have a look here. And then we'll do a drone video as well. So we're on the north side of the property. This is a large tract, so there's a lot to see. I mean, if you're coming out here, pack a lunch, because you're going to have some exploring to do on this property. I mean, we're already in a nice area here. I see a lot of hardwood timber. It's level. Actually, some pretty big hardwood timber. And looking back toward the road in that meadow. You'll have deer in that meadow often, or we always have. Every time we're out here, we see the deer, basically every time, in that meadow on the very north side of the peninsula. And then they scatter after we get too close, and it seems like they end up going to this meadow, because then if we drive to this meadow, we'll see what appears to be the same herd of deer. Again, this is a big tract, so I'm only going to be able to see a tiny bit of it. The drone video should be really helpful as well. We'll take that later today and we'll post that with the listing at InstantAcres.com. Oh, but this is cool. I knew there was cedar on here, but this is a mature cedar grove, which is really interesting. Actually, that's a beautiful area right there with more hardwood than cedar. We're looking into the sun, I know, so everything looks dark, but we've got some good large hardwood trees, oak trees, and hickory trees over there. And then as we turn this direction on the property, we have one of the better cedar groves I've ever seen. Long, straight, and big. That is really nice cedar grove. Oftentimes, the vast majority of cedar groves you'll see, you can't even walk through. But this one, these are mature cedar trees, and you could take a four-wheeler through here. A good time to mention that you cannot cut these trees until the property's been paid for in full. After that, you can cut the timber, you can sell the timber, you can harvest, you can let it grow, you can use it for firewood, all that good stuff after you've paid for the property in full. Until then, you cannot. We will make written exceptions if you're doing a building site or a driveway and there are some big trees that just have to come out. You just need to mark them with some marking ribbon, like the stuff you buy in the hunting section at Walmart, or you can get it at Lowe's or Home Depot. Mark the trees that you need to remove, and we can ask one of our guys to come out and
check it over and give you written permission if everything's okay. But I mean, for example, here, I don't know the cedar market right now, and I know it's a specialty wood, but these are big, long, and straight. I mean, these are very nice trees. Wow. Actually, oh man, you could do a cedar cabin. Oh, that would be gorgeous. Cedar cabins are unusual because it's really hard to find long, straight cedar trees. I've seen the cabins done with the 8-foot sections that are stacked and tied into one another, and those are cool. But as far as full-length logs, I mean, these are quite a few 30-foot cedar trees, long and straight and good to go. Oh, that would be incredible. Again, got to pay for the property in full first, but after that, do your cedar cabin. Send us a picture. That would be incredible. I mean, you just don't see cedar trees like this that often, so that's why I've been lingering here, blathering on about cedar trees for the last 4 minutes. So if we head this direction, now we're in hardwood tree territory. A couple random cedars, but mostly we've got these big oaks. So maybe you want an oak log cabin. Up to you. This is gorgeous. I mean, we seldom see properties that have areas like this. And I'm really only on the northern fraction of this property. I think I'm going to head back to the truck. I'll do the drone video. You can check that out in the listing as well. If the property is available, you will see it on InstantAcres.com. Email us at sales@InstantAcres.com with any questions. We would definitely love to work with you on this or any of our available properties. We're super close to Bull Shoals Lake. I can hear the boats. Hard to beat. Really nice property. Mature oaks all over the place. And then as we get back to the east side, basically the northeast side, this is the little easement road that runs along the east side, and you can see the truck up there. Large tract though. Check out the interactive maps. Check out the listing, which will have the drone video as well. We'll take that in a moment. Super nice. We get really excited when we see properties like this. And that cedar grove was really special. InstantAcres.com.